Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna try something new here. So I made a photocopy of the book assignment. I believe again it was, now this is a photocopy, so don't do this in your book. It was 1 through 20, and then 21 through 35, just the odds. And then I believe it was 47 through 50, and then 55. So I'm gonna kind of do a quick run through. I won't do all of them. It's gonna be like a speed help thing. Some of them are kind of tricky and some of them are just common sense. So I want to keep this pretty quick. So if you need to push pause, that's definitely something you should probably do in all of my videos, because once I get moving, I just don't want to make long videos. I want to try to make them as quick as possible. So if I talk too fast, great. Maybe push pause, write everything down, and then listen to me say it. If you want me to make 20-minute videos, I will, but I'd rather not. So I'm going to talk a little bit fast here. Simplify each expression. So basically follow your rules. You don't belong on that side of the fraction bar. You might want to flip it around. Anything to the 0 power equals 1. That's pretty difficult. Number 3, start with a blank fraction bar. If it's positive, it stays. If it's negative, it moves. You're probably going to have some stuff on top. Again, you don't belong down there. You're probably going to move up. All right, that's pretty simple. Now, 5 and 6, it says evaluate it when A equals 2 and B equals negative 4. I would simplify it first. So I'm going to do number 5 here really quick. I would put A to the 3 on top since it's positive, and then move B to the bottom. And then, now you would put a 2 in there, and then you'd put a negative 4 down here, and then simplify that. That should turn into a number. Do the same thing here, okay? The B to the 0 will basically go away. The 2 is going to stay on top, and then the A to the 4 is going to move to the bottom. So all you got to really do now is just go 2 over 2 to the, yeah, you can figure it out, okay? Number 7. A positive exponent shows repeated multiplication. What repeated operation does a negative exponent show? Ooh, a little common sense here, friends. If it's a positive exponent, it's repeated multiplication. If it's a negative exponent, basically what that does, that is repeated division. Okay? A negative exponent, as you can see, moves things to the bottom. And if you move numbers to the bottom, that means division. Okay? So negative exponent technically is repeated division, repeated halvesing, if you will, or fractioning. I can't even talk. What they do wrong? Yeah, that's wrong. You got to figure it out. You can do it from there. Oh man, this is gonna be easy. 9 through 20. Oh, it's so many. Well, just follow your positive and negative rules. Okay. You're gonna be 1. I'm going to go these ones really quick. Ooh, that's going to be negative 1. Remember that 0, it can't control this negative because it's not in brackets. Negatives can only be controlled when they're inside the brackets. Ooh, this is a good one. Excuse me. Well, first of all, it's even, so the negative is going to cancel, but it's also a negative, so it's actually going to turn into a 1 over 4 to the 2, which would be a 1 over 16. Sweet. I would use your calculator to check all of these things. This is going to flip. It's going to stay negative. It's going to be a 1 over negative 12. Let's see here. This is going to be a 1 over 2 to the 6. I would leave it. Power it out if you want, but 2 to the 6 is going to be kind of ew. This is going to be a 1 over 5 squared because it's even, so the negative would cancel, and then it would also flip, so that'd be 1 over 25. Okay, 1 over 1 is just 1. Okay, 58 to the negative 1, that'd be, ew, gross, 1 over 58. Wow, reciprocal maker. Friends, negative 1s are reciprocal makers. Okay, that's all I'll do in there. I'm sure you can figure out the rest. Okay, what do we got here? We basically have the evens. I scratched out all the, sorry, we have all the odds. I scratched out all the evens. 21 through 35 odd. Okay, this is where you just follow your rules, okay? There's a pretty crazy bank where I have lots of more things for you to do. Just follow your rules. I would start with a blank fraction bar. I'll just do these 4 on the left here really quick. You can do those. Okay, so if you have a negative exponent, you move. If you have a positive exponent, you stay, and then you just kind of simplify whatever's left over. You go away. It's going to be a regular 4a, nothing on the bottom, so really nothing needed there. Okay, 3 to the negative 2, you're going to move down here. Be a 3 squared, you're going to be at n. Now I can simplify that, so it'd be 1 over 9n, officially simplified. Ew, you're both negative. C5, D7 with the 1 on top. Remember, if everything goes away from the top, you got to have a 1 on top to at least keep the place value up in there. You just don't need one on the bottom. All right, last one. I'm going to do the next side. Oh, wow, look at this one. Okay, you go away. You're 0. 6. I don't have any room here. I'm going to do it down here. 6 stays. A moves. C to the 3 moves. Why didn't you bring the 1, Mr. K? Because I don't really need it. Okay, I'll write it anyway, but you don't need those extra 1s. Okay, so see all those things you did? Yeah, let's do it again over here. All right, next page. Again, I photocopied, don't write in your book. 47 through 50, I think, is the next slice. It says, is the value of each expression positive or negative? Okay, remember, if the negative is outside the brackets, it does not follow the rules. Technically, this is negative 1 times 2 squared, so this is going to turn into a negative 4. Okay, so that is the negativeness. Ooh, now you have to follow the rules. This is actually negative 2 times itself, positive 4. So you're going to be positive. Okay, now it's odd. Okay, so it's got to follow the rules. But if you remember, if there's an odd number of negatives, this guy will cancel this guy, but then that guy's left over. So this dude's going to be a negative. I think a negative 8. Oh, wow, look at you. Not much is really going to change. It's odd. So this negative is going to flip it. So it'd be 1 over negative 2 to the third power. But that's still going to be a negative half times a negative half times a negative half. So it's going to be like negative 1/8, I think. You can use calculator, you can figure it out, but that's going to be negative as well. Even and odd. Write this down somewhere. If you have a negative number, okay, any negative number inside a symbol, and this is even, positive or negative even, that's going to become positive. If you have any negative number inside symbols and it's odd, it's always going to be negative. Because odd is always going to be 1 plus than even. So that extra 1 is always going to make it negative again. Evens will always cancel each other out. So this is a nice rule to follow. Again, don't write it in your book. Okay. 55a, a pattern. 1 over 5 squared is 1 over 25. 1 over 5. That's just 1. What are you? 5 over 1. 25 over 1. Cool. Rewrite using a positive exponent. That would be 5 to the 4th. Rewrite 1 over the power of a to the n. What? I don't really understand what they were trying to prove there. Yeah, I already knew that. If it's negative on the bottom, it's positive on top. If it's negative on the bottom, it's positive on top. I already taught you that. What are you trying to do, book? Trying to teach the kids stuff that I have already taught them? How dare you? Okay, there you go. There's my first run at a homework helper video. Whoop, whoop. See you in class.